Well, it looks like the countdown is working, even though there's nobody watching. But here I am. Welcome to another video. I'm your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us again with the just flight RJ Professional, the Avro RJ100 today, the Swiss livery from Ljubljana to Geneva, so from Slovenia to Switzerland. And we'll be using real-world time, real-world weather, and GSX and the Aerosoft simple traffic tool. Basically, pretty much the same ingredients as usually. So just have some fun. The flight time should be around, or the overall block time should be around 1 hour 45 minutes. I'm expecting flight time like 80 or 90 minutes, something like that. So we'll see. Just let's get this bird up into the sky and get her flying and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Just here to have some little fun. Right, so this is what it looks like currently there, Slovenia. So it's the golden hour actually just started. See these nice long shadows now on the tarmac. There is the setting sun. And this looks just like an airport somewhere between the mountains, and that's it. I like this airport. At least it's quite a long runway. We do not need a very long runway in the RJ100, but nonetheless, it's always nice to have one. Feels cool. So let's hop on in, and let's get the boarding process started. It looks like the GSX Pro is outdated, so later on I'll have to update it. So request boarding.
Requested.
So we'll just start it up in the meantime. We have Mike with us again. Hi Mike, very good to see you. Get him positioned a little bit better there. And this trusty old armrest. Alright, so we got battery power and there's also external power available. So let's turn on the external power immediately. Avionics masters, autopilot master, and the ODEP master, they go on. And we can arm the cabin emergency lights, and the no smoking light goes to on. Let's also arm the ballistic flight deck emergency lights. There you go.
Do you want to board crew?
I would like to board both crew and pilots. Very good, thank you very much. I don't know who I am, you think I am, you know. The pilots, who you think Mike and me are, you know. I'm really loving this color of the sun, man, at the wall behind Mike here. Look at that. Sorry Mike, just had to get really up close and personal there in your face. You know, for a stoic guy like you, that might not be the most pleasant of experiences, but I must say the way you handle yourself during all of this is very exceptional.
Arm doors and cross-check.
Well, let's have a look outside, see if anything's going. Oh, they just closed the door, and I opened it before the... Come on, man, open the damn door, will you? Now those poor pilots have to walk on air, have to walk through metal. I mean, these are the worst of circumstances. And I think there in the back, she's just going to walk through the door. Yeah. Keep getting the wrong one. Smashing the door, come on, open. At least she doesn't have to walk through metal. So this looks a little bit more natural. I'm really loving this time of day. So I got a Finnair, there's a British Airways, EasyJet, there's two Turkish Airlines, another EasyJet, yet another EasyJet. Right, speaking of the cabin, let's turn on the gallery.
Passengers boarding starting.
And we're going to have to bother Mike one more time again. Now, I believe you just put these on nav, and it's going to take quite a while, like, you know, like 12 minutes or something. I didn't really check it out. So let's hope that's going to work. Otherwise, as usual, we'll have the quick and dirty way as well. So that's sort of a backup plan there. But let's see if we can do it properly this time. That would always be nice, obviously. Maybe a little bit of panel floodlights, but not too much. I can turn on the EVIS displays.
This way, please.
I believe I had a shortcut, yes. So let's go squawk 31, 21, and the transponder. And we got some lights here as well.
Darf ich Ihren Bordpass sehen? May I see your boarding pass, sir?
So there's our passengers and our little RJ100 with the Swiss livery. And I keep on loving this aircraft. Yeah, that was worth a little screenshot, wasn't it? Well, it's okay if you just lift your feet off the ground when you walk, you know. It would have a lot of people believe that you have some sort of self-worth and dignity. Alright, almost all kidding aside, let's continue. There's something I wanted to share. Sometimes when I'm flying an aircraft that, for instance, does not have an EFB, or it does have an EFB, but it does not have the OFP output like this, then usually I check off the screen. But I realized you can also actually just check it from within here. I think it's probably on, yeah, it's under flights, and you just view, visit, same brief OFP, and there is the OFP as well. So that was totally new to me, or I forgot, and so it was new to me a second time. I mean, it's the same like my girlfriend breaking up and then sending another message saying goodbye forever once more, you know? I'm thinking, where the hell is the logic in this? Some people. So can I get rid of this? Looks like it. Alright, so let's set up the FMC. So RJ100, that is correct. The last flight we were flying the RJ70, but the FMC still said RJ100. So that was a little weird. Don't know what this hasn't been solved. I checked it earlier off the channel, if you will, or off the stream, but with the RJ70 in, it also said RJ100. So I don't know what's up with that. So position initialization, LJLJ, and let's just copy this for now. We go to route. So we go from Ljubljana. Let's for origin to Geneva, LSGG. We will be Swiss 812.
Passengers bus is coming.
And our departing runway departing runway is runway 30, and then we have the MODRO 1 Zulu. So runway 30. And do we activate yet? No, we don't. Let's just put in some of the waypoints. So the MODRO departure will be entered later. So after MODRO, it's direct to RIFEN. So RIFEN to VADIK.
Passengers boarding starting.
So RIFEN. And then direct to the VADIK VOR. Then there is only Lima 615 airway to BANKO. Let's see if we can enter it like this. I think if we only put in Lima 615, I'm not sure what that's going to do. Lima 615, let's go to the next page. It actually accepts, so let's activate and execute. Now we go to the departure arrival. For the departure we already have runway 30 and we double check the MODRO 1 Zulu departure. So MODRO 1 Zulu, this one right here, select execute, and then all we have to do is the arrival. Boarding's completed, that's pretty cute. So we'll be landing ILS runway 04, will be an ILS landing, BANKO 3 November. So ILS 04, and we BANKO 3 November arrival. Execute, and now we should have a complete mature flight plan setting here. So after VIC there is a discontinuity, and I think we can just paste those two together. Clear this here for a second. And then there will be factors, and then we should be vectored to Windows. We'll look at that once we are airborne. Like so, let's continue setting everything up here. So the weight page. And there's a block fuel 5899, so let's first set our fuel. So I believe we totally did not do that. So we have the passengers, but we should also start refueling. So let's do that. I chose instant just to keep things in the pocket. So refueling is complete. So we're carrying 5899, so that's 5.9er. And then our final reserves fuel was 2.1. So 5.9 2.1. 5.9 for the fuel, 2.1 for the reserves. And then the zero fuel weight we can get from aircraft page. Zero fuel weight will be 36.1. We can say 36.2. Should give us gross weight 42. So 36.2. For the zero fuel weight, we got 42.1. That's rounded up as well. And the cruising altitude and all that. So let's refer to the OFP again. So we got step climbs 280, so Looks like 280, I think. I'm just going to enter 280. And then we got average wind 254021. And the ISA deviation will be minus 07. So 254021 and minus 07. The cruising altitude 280 and cruise wind was 254 at 021 and the IC deviation was minus, don't press the O, minus 07. Now the transition altitude we will have to check on the charts. So this is the MODRO 1 Zulu departure out of runway 30. We see transition out to 10,500. Do we see the airport elevation? Want to like to know that as well. Airport elevation 1274. So transition altitude 10,000. Was it 10,500? Thinking 10,400. Doesn't make too much of a difference, I guess, but I would just like to know. I'm a curious man. 10,500. I just want to do things right whenever I can, because I cannot always do it right, and then even no matter how bad I want it. Okay, so we execute this page, and the flight plan is in, and we got all the numbers in as well, and Earth is saying goodbye to the sun for today. Looks like the oh, they actually just came online. That's very interesting to see. That's nice timing. Well, basically solved what I wanted to say. So let's turn on the APU. The left inner fuel pump, go along with it. Let's have a look at status outside. So both both doors closed. So the passenger doors on the left side, they are closed. And the baggage loaders have finished their jobs as well. So we just got the external power unit that's connected, and then we got the wheel chocks. But that is it. Other than that, we should basically be good to start moving. I'm too liking those mountains in the back with the pinkish color of the setting sun and the clouds behind them. Really pretty. Right, let's get back inside. See some further preparations, so let's get the local weather. For 02 knots, so there's not a lot of wind. Visibility 10 kilometers, few clouds at 4,300, scattered at 5,000, broken at 6,500, 6 degrees, QNH 1026. Oh, 1026. APU power is available. electrical APU generator goes on, and we disconnect the external power. Aircraft page, ground power, can go. So the ice protection system goes on, and we turn on all the other fuel pumps as well. And I think we could, well, let's just wait a little bit longer, let's see. The brake fans go to auto, yellow and green lift spoilers, the anti-skid goes on. Engine pump 2 and 3. Power transfer unit, AC pump, DC pump. Fasten seatbelt signs can come on as well. We got the fuel on the board. And then maybe we can turn on the beacon lights. We are about to start our engines. Now for the master control panel, turn on both nav radios. Looks like there's nothing on here, so what the hell is up with that? That should be the yaw dampers. Did I not turn on the yaw dampers? They are actually on. It's interesting, there's nothing to see. Wonder what's going on there. What power are they not getting? And we definitely do have. Oh wait, the autopilot master did not come on. Avionics master is on, just the autopilot master wasn't on. So that must have been a misclick. So that's working. So cruising altitude, go straight to 28,000 feet. Come on, man. Okay, so flight directors can go on both sides. And let's select flap 18 for partial. Rotate 137 V2 142. We arm the lateral navigation, and that does not want to arm. So something fun is going on here, man, I'm telling you. Looks like the aircraft should know where it is. Menu, FMC, position initialization, I don't know. VNAV shouldn't work, LNAV should. And that does not want to on. Yaw damper. Here we got the yaw damper thingy. So something up here was definitely messed. I don't know why. So now the yaw damper turned them off. So what is it saying as the yaw damper is on? No, it's still burning. Yaw damper back on. The only thing I can think of is the navigation thingy. So I'm just going to cycle them. That definitely appears to be on. And here we can see it has voltage as well. So I'm at a loss what I'm missing here. Generator 1 and 4 are offline, that's correct. APU is on. Fasten seatbelt sign is on. Ice protection. The engines are still off. We do have APU RPM. We have all the fuel pumps on. We do not start the engines yet, but they are already on. Fuel. I think that's the first time. Not really sure why it's doing that. Nav lights are on. Drop we put on at the runway, beacon is on, and 3 wing lights on. Can turn on the logo lights. Not going to make any difference obviously, but since we're there. The APU air, let's turn that on. Not sure if this is like a safety precaution, no. I was afraid it was not the case. We could maybe start our engines. If it's something related to a power issue, then we're sure we'll have full power. See, this does not appear to be on either. So there is definitely something either not routed or not powered. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. This is just the radio stuff. There's a little bit of floodlights, so we can read maybe a little bit better. But these are all like the radios and the squawking, brake temperatures. You can lock the flight deck door if you want. It's always killed. The flight deck recorder is in fail mode, which is normal since we're on the ground. see, can we turn this back on? Whoops. Yes, we can. So not getting it. So there's some things that are not working. So the mass control panel is on finally, but the lateral navigation does not want to engage. Obviously, lever change will probably not do anything. We can also not select heading select. I'm guessing it might have something to do maybe with the. Let's just first put them on the off position. And then it was alt, nav, alt, alt, nav, alt. And then like 30 seconds, so at least you can see we do not have signal now. Well, we can remove the chocks now. Okay. Is that also going to get rid of the air stairs here in the back, maybe? So the door is closed, but the air stairs in the back are still there. Again, this also will have nothing to do with the current issue of us not being able to turn on the lateral navigation there. Let's turn off the flight directors. Not sure if it allows like some sort of like a cycle kind of thing. So we should have navigation, like full navigation now. So flight director to the left and on the right as well. LNAV does not want to engage. Do we have an... well, we do have a flight plan. It's showing us right here. After MODRO we'll be getting vectors, and let's just delete that. This also has zero influence on what we're doing, but we're going to delete the vectors, the thingy. And the RIFEN can go there and execute. I don't know, hopefully it does actually have something to do with it, but it wouldn't make sense, because it will just do these things anyway. So we have altitude. So I'm not sure what the yaw damper. Yeah, what the yaw damper thingy is on. We could maybe do a. Let's see. Turn off the avionics, autopilot master, and the yaw damp master. Turn off both flight directors. LNAV just does not want to engage. Quite essential. Yaw damper light is still illuminated as well. Gear is in down position. I really have no clue, man. What the hell is going on? Why are we grounded? Let's see if we can just start up the engines. So before we call the tug, let's just start up the engines right now, and hopefully that will solve a problem with maybe some of the power, but maybe it's buggy. I don't know. Probably the pilot's buggy. So the engine start master goes on, engine number 4, and let's start the sucker up. Well, at least that appears to be working so far. So basically the whole problem is we cannot engage LNAV, and we have a warning lights there saying yaw damper. The yaw damper is on, and the aircraft does have a GPS position as well, knows where it is. So no clue why it is not engaging the LNAV. The flight directors are armed. I'm hoping it might have something to do with power, although nothing here is whining at us at all. So it's probably not the case. But, you know, you got to try something, you know. Here we got my ass. What does it say here with the yaw damper? Something for us to do. This is just no category 3 land. Not really sure what is up with that. Let's see the AGTs. Okay, so we have engine number 4 started. Let's start up engine number 3. Got N2 rising, 10%, get some fuel in there, the engine goes slurpy slurpy, have a nice little drink. I mean, it's a Saturday after all, you know, or at least for most people. AC pump on, something, what the hell is it, man? Can't stand this being grounded. AC pump is at auto. Power transfer unit is on. DC pump is on as well. Alright, so we got the 2 running engines. Let's start up engine number 2. And 2. Let's give her some juice. The EGT is rising. The moment it starts to drop, we can focus on the second engine. There you go. So that engine has started successfully. Engine number 1 finally. Start it up. But it's going to be a challenge to navigate without lateral navigation. And the yaw damper button is still illuminated. And if that doesn't work, so basically we started the engines, and let's actually see if they're live now. Looks like it. So we have 4 running engines. We turn off the engine power up system or startup system. The start master goes to off. We're now on engine power. The yaw damper light is still bitching. As you could see, the yaw damper masters, they are on. It's not letting us engage, not even like heading select. That's also not working. So that's the first time. It's definitely a bit of a mystery. What we could try then maybe is just select like ready for takeoff. Time remaining 20 seconds, it said. Hopefully that is going to serve as some sort of reset for maybe some systems, something not working. I have no clue. Done this like a million times, and I've never seen this before. But something's happening. The yaw damper light turned off, so glad we did that then. Alright, so we got the cruising altitude, so we should be able to arm lateral navigation. There you go, that is armed. You can also arm the auto thrust now. It looks like we will have to select the takeoff thrust, so 18% of flaps, or decrease of flaps. Let's extend the flaps immediately. And it gives us a rotate speed of 142 knots, that's in the box too. I think we're good to go. The flight directors are on. So let's do the pushback now.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Okay, well, forget it then. I'll just get the manual pushback helper. So let's release the parking brake, and we go reverse. We're runway 30, that is to the right, so we should put our nose to the left. Unless we depart through here and take a left, I think that's what we'll do. It's a little hard to see. I think actually this is already the yellow line, but we could maybe do a little bit of a left turn there, just to show that we're not completely ignorant or anything, but that should have to make do. I mean, that's what you get, you know, there's no lighting here at Ljubljana airport, at least not in the flight simulator. So let's stop the tug, disconnect the tug, and turn on the taxi lights. And let's get rolling. Preferably not backwards. There's something funny going on, man, I'm telling you. I think this might be a bug. I think I've seen this similar behavior once before. If I let go of the speed brake, it's just moving backwards. So it looks like maybe something. Come on, man, parking brake. Maybe it does have something to do with the pushback helper. So let's just turn off GSX. We won't be using that anymore. Exit. It is still active up here, but it will not be working. Hopefully it's not, well, there you go, still moving backwards. So let's see. Let me get up the pushback helper. You cannot see that one, it's off the screen actually. Okay, so it looked like the tug was still connected, even though we couldn't see. So that should be it then. Finally moving forward. Here we are. And let's get our asses out of Ljubljana and let's go to Geneva in Switzerland. Before we do so, let's drive through this ground vehicle, just because we can. It's something I have wanted to do my entire life. When I was just a little boy, my mother said, Arkady, what would you like to do later when you're a big boy? And I said, Mommy, when I'm a big boy, I would like to drive through ground vehicles that are working at an airport. And she said, Arkady, why would you want to think like that? And I said, Mommy, I don't know. It is just something that's in my heart. You know what I mean. And my mother said, son, if that is what is in your heart, that is what is the most important thing. So you should just listen to it. And now finally I'm able to drive through ground vehicles. And we definitely have to thank Sobel Studios and Microsoft Flight Simulator for that. And I will be eternally in your debt for that. This was an exceptionally beautiful, soul-opening experience. If my soul was ever floating, it is now with both feet on the ground. You know what I mean? Right, so this is a very straightforward taxi. It's a very simple airport, just one runway. Let's quickly have a look. And while we're looking at the LFP, let's get that out of the way as well. I'm not stray too far from the yellow line. So that is us. Alright, so let's turn the T-gas on. Can go to TARA. So we're now basically taxiing on idle engines. And we're getting quite some speed down, really, actually. So I'm going to use a little bit of toe braking, so we're not going too fast. And let's get the cabin crew ready for takeoff. And turn on the landing lights. And the beacon, or the strobe I should say, the beacon is already on.
Cabin is secured.
Takeoff config check. Aircraft is happy. Let's get onto the runway here. Just one turn earlier. There appears to be nothing going on, so we're just going to position ourselves and line up. There's hardly any wind, was only about 2 knots. The windsock there is just hanging like an old man's libido. And look at that, what a beautiful sight. The mountains, the silhouettes with the setting sun behind them. It's like out of a picture book. Okay, let's start the timer. And we'll set the engines to around 50%.
Check thrust.
And now if I can find the click spot there, that would be most convenient. For fucking out loud, man. Jesus Christ. Alright, so here we go.
Airspeed alive. Thrust set. 80 knots. Go. rotate. Positive climb. Gear up selected.
Gear up. So that's Ljubljana at this hour in space. Okay, let's turn on the autopilot. AP is on. And we'll set speed 250. Level change, and we can go climb thrust. So still on our way to this 1800 thingy here. Let's see what this is going to look like here. So we're standing by for return to the left to MODRO.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Alright, we can retract the flaps. $6,000 or above, we're turning left. Are we about... why are we losing altitude, man? So we said... Alright, so let's just do vertical speed then. So we should see be 6,000 or above at MODRO. That's 11 miles, so I think we'll should make that. I mean, that's quite a lot of mountains terrain around us, so definitely want things to work as soon as they can, rather than just sitting here chilling and trying to work it out, you know. But this is looking okay. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Alright. So we can turn off the runway, turn off the lights. Let's leave the landing lights on. The seatbelt signs, they stay on as well for a little bit longer. We're still climbing like at 12, oops, our pitch up was 12, now going down. Looked a little bit wonky there. Maybe it's just some turbulence, I don't know. So what's going on here? So the AP is on, autopilot is on, following lateral navigation, that's the left and right. The vertical speed is on, but as you can see it's fluctuating a little bit. And this speed is struggling, it's going down. Let's see if we can climb like 1500 feet per minute. Up next will be MODRO 6,000 or above, and we're already there. And then there's RIFEN by level 141. So speed's finally picking up a little bit. And then from MODRO to RIFEN, that will be 35 nautical miles. Final 141, and we're now at 9,000, so we're definitely going to make that. So that means that you're just going to continue at this rate for now. There's some moisture. At least over clouds at 5,600, what was it? Broken 6,500. We're well above that. Alright, so 10,000 feet, let's turn off the landing lights. I'm going to leave on the seatbelt signs for a little bit longer, until we're slightly less maneuvering the transition altitude. So let's set standard QNH. So 2992 or 1013. There you go. And now we're climbing to RIFEN. So that's more of a stable position. So let's turn off the fasten seatbelt signs now. Let's unlock the flight deck door. Where's the click spot to open it? So it looks like they all jumped. And let me tell you, that is not the first time they did that. No. Sometimes these people, they just jump, you know. And some people call up their boyfriend and they say, hey man, I'm going to jump. They never do it. But a plane full of people, they're going to jump. They're going to jump. I'm loving that new moon that we have there, an actual crescent moon. It's very cute, pretty cute. So pretty and cute together will be cute. I think that should be a new word. Oh, girlfriend, you're looking so cute. Oh, look at that little doggy, so cute. I'm gonna go get my nails did so that they look cute. You know what I mean? Right, so we're still climbing, speed 245. So we're finally getting somewhere. Let's speed up. Let's go 280 knots. Let's see if we can now do level change. See what that's going to do. It's definitely influencing the rate of climb. It's going down to like, what is it? 100 feet per minute. 14,000 feet. And then up next will be 280 at BANKO. BANKO, alright, so that's quite a ways up. So we're in a good place like this, we're just chilling and climbing. So we'll get there. But this is like hardly moving, man. So let's see what happens. So first the aircraft is going to find 280 knots to hold. We did set altitude of 28,000. So with level change it should try to get there with the current speed. And then it's going to adjust its pitch, and that's now going up. So from looking out the window, there's absolutely dick to see. There's nothing really there. Oh, on the left side, there's a little bit more maybe. So 80 is to climb, autopilot on, IS mode and lateral navigation, so we don't get lost. Up next there will be a RIFEN. It's 12 nautical miles, flight level 141, but we're already at 156. Let's sync the heading bulk, just because we can. Standard barometric pressure. I believe that's on both sides. That's good, so we don't have to do it twice. So the engine is still in climb mode there. And once we reach cruising altitude, we'll put it to MCT. I believe that's max continuous thrust. Probably some sort of some economic value setting, something like that. So sort of like energy saving, you know what I mean, you know. Alright, so we're 12 minutes into the flight. Our engines appear to be engineering. They look all very balanced. Oil temperature and pressure all in the green. So the thrust now should be 88.7. That's basically what the engines are targeting. And at the speed to 80 knots now gives us 900 feet per minute to climb to 28,000 feet. Yeah, so not really sure what was going on there at the beginning. But there was a warning light for the yaw damper, and basically it got my attention because the lateral navigation did not want to engage. So probably something to do maybe with the order in which some of these buttons were pressed during the startup of the aircraft, although usually I do not even think about it because I just follow the flow as I know it. So it was a bit of a surprise to see that. I had never seen that before. Fortunately, there are some options here, you know, that you can say like, hey, get the aircraft ready for takeoff, ready for a turnaround, or put it in the cold and dark state. If we press this now, you know, all the lights will go off and the engines will go off and everything, and the batteries, all that stuff. So it's good that that's there. Usually it's always in cold and dark when I start it up because that's what I prefer. But fortunately it was there and helped, which was even better. So 80 is still a climb norm, AP on. So I'm trying to get into a habit of actually confirming that the autopilot is on, because I've had a couple of instances in different models, through different airplanes, where I thought the autopilot was on, and I did not actually. I was able to see it here. Here you will see AP, and the 737 you will see CMD, like in the middle there, you know, something like that. It's all in different places, slightly different names for them, but it's all doing the same. And this is always where you check what is actually going on. So yeah, sometimes I get into a habit of just having a routine check. What's our speed? What's our altitude? Well, basically altitude here. We do not have altitude in the taker type or whatever you call that. And yeah, just to see that everything is still going as planned. So on our way to Vic VOR, altitude to 85, and that will also be our cruising altitude. 20,000 feet. We got 8,000 feet to go, and then we're at cruising. So the aircraft saying top of climb should be there. And at the current rate, our top of climb would be slightly later. That's the green arc there. Probably not going to be too much of a big issue. I mean, there's no terrain that high up here, so it should be fine. So we got Mike with us, looking all scary with the light from the back. So let's see, I believe I had a setup, but it's in a different plane. I'm not liking these angles, man. Just close the door and let them have their coffee while we have our little booze up here. Because that's right back. We got some booze, some real pilot cockpit booze, you know. Just to ensure that that when we land, it all just goes a little bit sideways, you know. Not too much, just a little bit. You know, you want to keep those people on their toes. You know? So you don't smash their toes into the tarmac. You know, we've tried that before, but I don't know, you lose customers when you do that. Yeah, so basically, if we just keep on flying straight like this, and we don't go pitching up too much, but we just keep on accelerating, at some point we will reach, well, depending on our engines, but we will reach a speed higher than 11 kilometers per second. And then we can break free from the Earth, and we could set a course toward the moon. But that's probably not going to be too comfortable doing that in the RJ100. The aircraft does appear to have its, you know, its operational limits. So there is that, you know, and besides we will probably not have enough fuel either. Since we're only carrying, like, how much was it, like 4,000, 5,000 kilograms of fuel tops, you know. And to reach the delta V, basically, that you would need to you know, to break free from a celestial body, we would require a lot more fuel, and then actually also a lot bigger engine. So I don't think we're going to be trying that today. But thinking about it, you know, is nice. You know, it's relatively simple. You just do the calculations and you execute, you know. Just make sure everything, you know, don't send a brick to the moon, but make sure it's an airship or a spaceship, you know. And you should be good to go. We're getting the ding-dong. We're not quite at cruising yet, 23,700. Top of climb there is coming up. That would be in around 40 miles. But then we'll be at Vic VOR, and that should be perfectly fine. That's going to be okay. The sun went down pretty quickly actually there on us. That's also nice. Basically now looking at the moon, we can also see exactly where the sun would be. Would be around there, shining its light onto it. So basically, we're sharing the light a little bit with the moon now. So yeah, you know when people say the dark side of the moon, that's actually, you know, that is not a real position. I mean, there's always a dark side of the moon. There's also a dark side of my soul, you know, but basically they actually mean the far side of the moon, the side of the moon that's always turned away from us. But that is obviously, as you can see right now, looking at the moon right there, that is not necessarily the dark side of the moon, because today that would be a blatant and respectless lie, you know. Which, you know, these are common misconceptions, just like some people think the brightest star in the sky is the North Star, you know. But that is not the case at all. So the brightest star in the sky next to the sun, obviously, would be Sirius. And if you want to find Sirius, you just look at the Orion constellation. Orion is the one that looks like an hourglass. And then you just follow it to the lower left, and there you will see this bright star. And that will be Sirius for you. And I think actually we should be able to see it from here. We're flying west, aren't we? So there is the Pleiades. That could be it. Let's go down a little bit here. I'm thinking that's Orion. There you go. And that's Sirius. So there's Orion. There's the 3 stars in the middle. That's Betelgeuse. And then that's Sirius. And that's the brightest star in the sky. And that is, as you can see, not in the north. So just, you know, thought I'd put that out there. You know, plant some seeds, you know. Who knows, maybe one day they will take root. Oh, as some say. So very glad to be joined by Mike again today. A couple of flights ago, Mike was sort of gallivanting around in the back of the aircraft. Isn't that true, Mike? Yes, it is true, Arkady. Yes. And this was all on the stream. And Arkady, you know, I'm calling him Arkady, I don't know why, but I mean, I'm so full of myself. It's impressive. Oh, but I'm cracking me up. So Mike, yeah, but Mike's good. Mike's a little bit shy. He does not really, he does not feel like all the attention, you know. But he puts up with me, and you know, it's, you know, me and Mike, you know, Mike joining me on the streams, it's creating a sort of like a little bit of thicker skin around his soul, you know, and you know what they say about fears, you know, you have to subject yourself to them, you know, you have to expose yourself to them, you know, so that you can see them for what they are, you know, instead of just this weird, pathetic, scary little concept in your head, you know, because who the fuck needs that, you know? But obviously there's a reason, well, yeah. Let's not go in there, but yeah. But so Mike, he's got my respect and he's got my loyalty. I got his as well. So we're good buddies. We don't make out. We don't like doing that. It's just a purely platonic relationship, isn't that true, Mike? Wink, wink. Say no more. Okay. So enough kidding for this minute. So we got some cities, so can we see where we are? Actually, let's check maybe on, not on this map, not on the world map, on the Navigraph. So that's Ljubljana, and where the hell are we? Lips, I believe that's Pisa, I believe, in Italy, or... So we're flying over Italy. Right, so we heard the altitude warning, meaning we are at 1,000 feet from our altitude, which is 28,000, so 27,000 feet. We are at standard barometric pressure. Autothrust still in climb norm. AP is on. We're now at Mach mode and no longer in IS. Still following lateral navigation and we're climbing 5,000 feet per minute, but that will shortly settle down. We're now 26 minutes into the flight. So now overflying Vic and taking a right turn to Banko. But bank to the right to reach Banko. How poetic that. And then we have to monitor where it's going to be our top of descent, basically. And that will be shortly after Banko. You can see all this cluttered up stuff right there. So we cannot declutter that quite yet. All we have to do is get closer and just zoom in on the navigational display. And then we'll be able to distinguish individual entries there. Now it's just one big white unorganized mess. Right, so we're at cruising altitude. So then let's set the speed to max continuous thrust. I believe that's what we could do right now. Is there any kind of speed indication? 0.7 Mach. Let's do that, 0.7. Let's speed up a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. So while the aircraft is speeding up, let's quickly get to the galley and get a refill of the very nice iced tea that I've been drinking. And I will back within 2 shakes, 1 lamp still. Let's enjoy some outside view in a little bit before I smack this huge overlay saying be right back. Alright, so that's that. So I get rid of the spam message there. And get ourselves back to the flight deck. So we can now start preparing for the descent and eventually the arrival and then the final approach into runway 04. Speaking of runway 04, let's first have a look and to see if there's any weather updates for Geneva. So we have, this was issued 1550 Zulu. How do we get this back on time? I think we just go up 1750. So what, it's like 2 hours ago. Wind 040, 12 knots, so it's quite windy, 12 knots, but it's a full-on headwind. So in that sense it should be okay. But as I said, this is a slightly outdated weather report, I think. So we could maybe Also have a look at the Navigraph. We go to Geneva here, and information, open airport, and then we go to the weather tab, and that is saying 1720 Zulu, so that's not as long ago. 030, still 12 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers, broken clouds at 3,300, 6 degrees, and QNH 1024. So it's quite nice weather, I think. And this was, when was this issued? 1720. So that's like 30 minutes ago. So don't know why this is not updating. I do not see an update button here or anything. I always actually just switch between the tabs, hoping that updates it, or but I don't know. It's not a train smash. Whoops. We should have these. This again. That's too dark up here. Alright. 18 Mach. We're around 0.7 Mach, so that's okay. Holding altitude, lateral navigation, AP on. So that's beautiful. Actually, let's keep the time on. That might actually be handy. So up next is going to be BANKO, and that is 156 nautical miles. If we go to the VNAV page, what do we see there? Cruise, and the next page is showing us. And so to top of descent is 162 nautical miles. That's 1870 Zulu. So it's in about 30 minutes or so this gives us plenty of time. Actually, let's make use of the two separate working. As you can see, these work independently from each other. So we could maybe have the flight plan up here to the legs page. And then here maybe we can have the VNAV. For now we'll put it in, for instance, this, so we can keep an eye on that. So runway 04, the current winds are 030, so that's perfectly fine. We have the ILS chart here for runway 04, and here we have the BANKO 3 November and BANKO 3 Romeo arrivals. These are RNAV arrivals for Geneva, Switzerland. Aspect elevation 1411, above sea level. And let's see what does this mean for us. We're on our way to BANKO. From BANKO we will descend GG 520, there's GoLab, initial approach fix, 2 well, and then we take a left, get ourselves onto Windows, and we probably have to, after GG 502, maybe we have to insert in this ourselves. We'll have a look at that. This is the final approach chart, and that is in this, and then Belka. If you look at our flight plan, we can see what the flight plan is in store for us, and see if we are agreeing with that or we want to do something else. So BANKO, Bivolo, Pitom, GG 502, and then vectors. Okay. So GG 502, that's this one right here, right at the end, and then vectors. So probably vectors, they would vector you to in this, or at least in a decent curve link there. So after vectors it says nothing, but that's normal. And then in this, so I think we probably can just hook those two up, so that should be perfectly fine. So let's do that. So there's we do not have to change too much here. So vectors we delete, So delete vectors, and in this can come to the empty spot there to overwrite it, execute, and that should be final. You can see this, you can check this by going to the plan page. Let me get some more lights up here. So there you go. Where are we? So the plan page is now mapped, now plan. There we are. And let's zoom in there as well. Let's go 20 miles. And now to find the a nice angle that we can see both of them. Something like that. So step button here, below, then PTOM. So that's the left turning bit there to GG502. Is there one more zoom? That could be nice. I would like it when it's very clear. And that takes us to Indus and then to Belka. So that looks perfectly fine. GG502 at 9,000 2020, then 7,000 or above. Then Belka 6,000 feet. So it's 2 steps. So this is Indus, center from and center from Belka. And there's a runway 04. And speed 140, let's have a look at the ref speed. So we have 123. So plus 5 is 128 knots will be our final approach speed. It's also recognizing the ILS frequency, 110.9er, and a course of 043. Let's check the charts for that. So we go to the final approach chart, 110.9er and 043. So that is in there as well. Here we have Indus, 7,000 feet still, and then we descend to 6,000, and then all the way down until we catch the localizer at Belka. At 6,000 feet. Yeah, that is 14 miles out. So 110.9er and 043. So let's enter those values. 110.9. 110.9 on both sides, and then the final approach course will be 043 degrees. So we got that set up. Now for decision altitude, I believe we are capable of category 3. Well, we could probably go for 206 feet on the radio altitude. So the button is right here on the left, and then the value, I believe you will see it in the lower right corner of the primary flight display. And that would be 206. And that is there. 206 radio altitude. There you go. That's our decision altitude. We should now be on our way to BANKO, and then BANKO, that's GG520, flight level 180 or above. So legs page 180 or above, let's take right there as well. And we are now 117 nautical miles from the top of descent. So we're still a ways out. So we'll just look up the window, look at Italy. Let's maybe check the, this is the left side of the aircraft. Yeah. There's something peaceful about being this high in an aircraft, and it's night and you see all these lights down below. We are getting the flight attendant button. That's for us. No, I don't think so. So maybe it was somebody in the back saying, "Hey man, my nephew was allergic to peanuts, but I am not, so do you have some peanuts for me, or can I have his?" You know, they get questions like that all the time. And sometimes they even want the pilot's nuts. You know, and sometimes it's the flight attendants, they are after the pilot's nuts. You know. And they think we're sitting up here with coffee and cream, you know. But we're just poor pilots. Sometimes we're just sitting here, just without the coffee, just sitting there with cream, and then these, you know, these flight attendants are looking for our nuts, you know. And they're like, "Yeah, big guy, I don't know, what do you want from me, you know? Fucking hell, you know, I can believe that, you know, what shit, you know, I don't know." I don't know, man. So we're still on plan mode. Let's get back to the map mode. But we use the plan mode just to see if the arrival, just to finalize the arrival bit. That's all set up now. That basically concludes the approach briefing. So over 90 miles, with the range to 160. So we are picking up a local VOR, I guess, within 50 nautical miles from us. That is the same frequency as our ILS. That's actually pretty cool. We just set the ILS frequency 110.9. And we're getting a DME reading. Road is in some way it is behind us. The distance is increasing. So this does not mean that we need to stop, turn around, and go down. Look at those colors there, man. That light. That is so interesting. It looks like there's a ridge going up. We also have a checklist up here. So let's see, cruise summary, what do they say? And how did you turn this again? Rotate clockwise. Long range cruise RJ100, 240 knots, 0.68. 0.7. 0.7 cruise for aircraft with drag reduction modification. Intermediate cruise for aircraft without drag reduction modification. 0.67. So we're getting 0.70. So I'm assuming we have, let's hope we have the drag reduction modification. I don't know what those numbers mean precisely. High-speed super cruise, or high-speed cruise, I just invented the word super there myself. Top of descent, what are they saying? 3 nautical miles per 1,000 feet. Increase by 5 nautical miles per 20 knots tailwind, or decrease by 5 nautical miles per 20 knots of headwind. and our wind was 254 at 21. 254, that would be, since we're flying west, that will be a headwind. So it could decrease by 5 nautical miles. Maximum cruise power is climb max. Do not cruise at speed below the long range cruise speed. Okay, I'm getting a little bit scared now, so let's just how do we get back? Climb profile, noise abatement takeoff, normal takeoff. How do we get back to the index here? There we are. So descent summary, let's have a look at that. What does that say? Cross-check altimeters, at least every 10,000 feet. When subscales change, I don't know what that is. So 250 knots. Well, basically, I'm just going to be doing what I'm usually doing and not get too distracted with all of this. So I think if we want to put it back, we just click up here again. There you go, and slide in. I'm liking that little valley there. Speed time 18.7. So it's about 10 minutes until the top of descent at 67 nautical miles. So we're pretty much prepared for the descent. I'm definitely preferring the left side here. With all the little lights. What the hell is that? Like somebody spilled some street lanterns or something. Max, where did you put those street lanterns? I don't know, man. They fell out of my pocket. Well, we are not going there. I can tell you that. So 40 miles from BANKO and 49 miles from the top of the ascent. So I'm quickly stepping off to the galley for a very short while, and when I get back we'll start our descent into Geneva. On the way back, I was walking past some really nice candies, but I figured, let's wait before I start smacking into the microphone, you know? All these crunchy sounds and all. Top of descent 31 miles. So let's start preparing. We cannot descend below flight level 180 before we pass GG 520. So let's start with flight level 180. So we can dial it in now. The aircraft's not doing anything, it's still in altitude hold. So we are on 180. There's the top of descent, there is BANKO, there is GG5 something 0, 520. Yep. And then it says flight level 220 or above. That's always a little bit interesting, like... Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Goal left. See what does it say with goal left and... we could maybe make that 160, or just basically we'll go straight from 180 to 140. Let's just do that. So for the descent we will be using vertical speed mode. And we'll power down the engines to 250 knots or maybe 235 depending on how much we're going to be speeding up. We do have very efficient air brakes with us as well. They can, if you look at that, they can really quickly bring down your speed. Obviously it's now fighting because the engines are running, so let's immediately stop doing that. That is one strong VOR, man. That is still being received. So here's our turn to the right. We're now overflying BANKO, now on our way to GG 520. And I am going to start the descent now. It's maybe a little bit early, we're like 9 miles early. We also do have a bit of a headwind. So let's go vertical speed. And let's start with a descent rate of 2000 feet per minute. And then we get the engines back to 250. Let's go to 35. So vertical speed, lateral navigation, autopilot on, auto thrust, IAS mode. Why does the aircraft have, looks like there's little holes on the stop. Maybe just my graphics card, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Alright, so we're descending, and our target is 180. Let's see, goal lap. Let's go straight for Valbo, which is flight level 140. So put this at 140. And now we check the green thingy there. That should come down, so we're descending too slow. Let's go 3,500 feet per minute. And now we're sort of getting there. We could also go Suvel 110 or above. Let's see how that's going to look like. 110. At Suvel. There is Suvel 110 or above. And you can see that we would overshoot that a little bit. So let's go 3,700 feet per minute. And our speed is climbing, so let's just extend some air brakes for a bit and see if this affects our target there. Now we have the DME for the ILS, which is 25 miles distance from us.
Traffic.
Okay, I don't want these call-outs, and especially not the aircraft responding to that. Just going to do some weird things to save us, but there's nothing to save. Let's get the speed brakes at 50%. But you can see now the way that we're coming from. Basically, we would reach our flight level 110 before reaching Suvel. Let's see what it does if we completely retract the speed brakes. Let's also zoom in a little bit more, and then we turn on the seatbelt signs. Let's go descent rate 3,000 feet per minute. Definitely affecting, but so far we're on sort of on target there, 13,900. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. We'll not get the weather from here, we'll get the weather from here. Weather. 21 minutes ago. 0208 knots. QNH 1024. And what's the transition altitude? Sort of on target there, so let's set 1024. So we go to local QNH. Maybe it's a little bit early actually, but too late. We're doing it. We should only do that at 7,000 feet. We just looked it up. So on the way to Vivolo, 166, oh we're below that already, 134, Piton, I'm guessing we could go 9,200. We're now in altitude hold. That's not where I want to be. I want to keep on descending. I don't want to do this every time again. That's why vertical navigation is extremely convenient. Python GG502. This should be fine. Let's actually go 1,000 feet in a minute. That should be okay. And then we're going to have to hold at, well, basically at 9,200 for a little bit. In that sense, we're a little low. We're descending a little early, but again, prefer this over the other option, which is a high-speed approach. And well, you also see me doing that on the channel sometimes. So this is always a lot nicer. So these RNAV approaches are quite nice. Usually they're just like very square. You know, you make you fly in these square shapes. Helps with some sort of overview, if you will, you know. Right, so Python is coming up, and then we have GG502. And we should be at 9,200, and then we descend to 7,000. So we're holding altitude now. Actually confirm here, alt mode. So we can set 7,000. But we will only arm it for now. The glide slope, I believe, starts at 6,000. Belka, 6,000 feet. So we have 110.19043, 110.19043. So basically our altitude is not quite correct now. We should actually go to local QNH once we're at in this at 7,000 feet. But terrain-wise, I think we're okay. Let's hope I'm thinking correctly. Otherwise, it's going to be a very abrupt ending to the stream, barely flight. So AP is on, holding altitude, lateral navigation still navigating, very nice. We have the how do we test this then? Also too dark to see. Anyway, we have, let's see, precision height, 206 feet. And we have established what is going to be our approach speed. It was 123 knots plus, it says 121, no, plus 5, so that's 126 knots. Good, we have a look at that as well. So 126 with full flaps. So a couple of things to remember before disengaging the autopilot, or actually after. So the sequence will be disengaging autopilot, disengage auto thrust, and then I got my hand on the speed brake, or the air brake they call it in this aircraft. Right, so we're turning. Let's do vertical speed and descend to 7,000 feet. And maybe let's also mind our speed actually. Totally not doing that. Speaking of high speed approaches, going to 180. I'm totally forgetting. So this is the final bit. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's get some air brakes out just to be sure. And 7,000 feet, we will not really make that at this rate. The air brakes are out completely. You descend 2,000 feet per minute, and that's getting us there for sure. Check the speed, 200. We're basically right turning already at the end, so let's just keep on going. Let's go to 6,000 feet now. And from
Speed
there,
checked. Flaps 18.
flaps 18, flaps out. Let's see if we can arm the approach.
Glide slope capture.
The glide slope capture, but no localizer yet. Localizer still armed. I remember that happening at this airport before as well. So let's keep on
Speed checked.
decelerating.
Gear down.
We're going to wait with the gear, but we are going back to down to 160 knots. We're 16 miles from the runway.
Localizer alive.
We got the localizer and we have visual on the runway. So we turned on the landing lights, didn't we? Totally forgot. Landing lights on, runway exit lights on as well. The localizer are live, but not yet captured. Speed's coming down. 14 miles out. That's the localizer capture. I'm going flaps 24. So final approach speed will be 126 knots. Light slope capture, localizer capture. We don't have a radial altitude yet. That will come here in the green letters. Or actually green numbers. They will not be letters. So we are on the glide slope. So the autopilot is now managing the nose down position and the descent rate basically. Let's go speed 140. There's a little bit of gust. Stick with 150 for a little bit. We're actually still 10 miles out. I mean, we don't have to crawl towards the runway, do we? So that's a little plate, very hard to see in the dark. That's what happens when there's absence of light. Distance 8 nautical miles. Speed 140 knots. Distance 7 miles. final approach here. Excuse me. 1800 feet. So 5.5. Let's go speed 140. Let's drop the gear and get the cabin crew to take the seat.
Speed checked, flaps 33.
Alright, so we got flaps full. 4 miles.
Cabin is secured for arrival.
So at around 1,000 feet above the ground, I'll turn off the autopilot. So flaps are full. Let's go speed 126, which is our very final approach speed. And our descent rate is around 600 feet per minute. So we're just trying to keep it at around 600.
1,000.
Alright, so that's 1,000 feet. Turn off the autopilot. Auto thrust is off as well. A little bit lowish. A little bit low still.
500.
Speed is getting very slow here actually with the auto thrust off.
Minimum. Light slow.
Shit, that's not good.
100.
Okay, this is a little bit messy, my apologies. Alright, let's do this again. Keep her coming down.
Air brakes out.
Here's the air brakes.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ground idle.
Oh, looks like we're we went up again. Okay, man.
Spoilers, yellow and green.
That's a really shit landing. Let's use the toe
Brake
brakes.
pressure checked.
Not really sure why that is.
60 knots.
Maybe the auto thrust should be turned off a little bit later then. That would make sense because I could see the airspeed was actually going down. That's a bit of a shame. At some point it looked like 115 or something. I was thinking, hey wait, I never see that. That's not supposed to be like that. So maybe I was a little bit too dogmatic with thinking about the sequence there of turning off the autopilot and turning off the auto thrust. It's just I do not want to forget to turn off the auto thrust because then it won't put the engines to idle. But in this case, you know, we turned the autopilot off at 1,000 feet, but you still have quite a ways to go. So that's a good lesson for the next time. Fortunately, one that we can, that we survived and lived to tell. Except maybe the passengers in the back, you know, they have obviously scared shitless. And rightfully so, you know. Looks to be a spot right here. We'll just use it immediately. Park next to the EasyJet, to the Swiss. still stopping would be very nice now. Okay, we definitely overshot there. But yeah, we got my fucking gas, you know. So here we are. Let's check outside. First we deal with the tilting. So there's a little Swiss parked outside of the box, next to another Swiss, which is parked perfectly. But here we are, we made it down in one piece. An interesting lesson, I must say, with the auto-thrust disengagement earlier. Something to remember. If you think about it, I guess it makes sense, right? The airspeed was really going down quickly there. I managed to just, you know, go full throttle. Sorry. It should basically be go around. But we're not quite there yet. So we just touched down, that's fine. So welcome to Geneva, everybody. Thank you very much for flying. And stay funky, man, and I'll see you at the next video.